Hey Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. Tell me a joke.
Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Prepare to sew up your sides. Who isn't allowed in the zoo's quiz team? The cheetah.
Does your smart speaker ignore you? Do your friends or strangers struggle to understand what you're saying? Then stay tuned and learn about the Relate app. It's magic. This is personalised speech recognition in the form of an app for Android devices called Project Relate. It's designed for those with non-standard speech to make their voices heard. I have a diagnosis of motor neurone disease, and my speech has faded over the past 3 years to what you just heard. The app is not really designed for those losing speech rapidly, but mine is declining slow enough for this to work. Google say that if those close to you can still make out what you're saying, then it should be useful. So what is personalised speech recognition? Well, nowadays all of us have probably used speech recognition in some form, maybe trying to get through to the right department of a company on the phone. Or you've had a smart speaker or TV that you can operate by voice. For the last decade when I was working, I used dictation on my computer instead of typing, and so on. All these speech recognition systems have been trained on a wide range of voices, male and female, different ages, accents and so on, and they are pretty good. Unfortunately, my voice is so poor now that it is no longer recognized. This is where Google's Relate app comes in. You train it to understand your voice. What you have to do is to speak around 500 cards, short phrases or sentences, into your phone.
I would love to be the Queen of England. The grass was all brown. Fish have a lot of fun in the sea.
In fact, after around 300, the app began working for me. As you speak, your recordings are uploaded to Google, who process the sounds and send back data to your phone. This will obviously take some time, but you don't need to do it in one session or one day. I managed to do around 50 cards at a time before taking a break. When recording, it's best to hold your phone 6 to 12 inches from your mouth and sit in a quiet room with no background noise. You can easily go back and re-record a card if you are interrupted. When I set out to try Relate, the first issue was I didn't have an Android device as I used the other system. I didn't want to spend money on a phone or tablet when it might not work. So I cheekily asked on our village Facebook page if anyone had an old phone I could try. Within a couple of hours I'd been offered 6, but then the doorbell rang and a friend handed his old phone over. You then need to load the Project Relate app from the Play Store. It's free. It's only for English at the moment. You must be 18 or over and have an Android device running Android 8 or higher. It's available to users in Australia, Canada, Ghana, India, Kenya, Nigeria, New Zealand, United Kingdom, United States and Singapore. Once you've trained it, the app updates 12 to 24 hours after you've done some training. There's quite a bit you can do. First of all, instant subtitles. If you use the listen function, then it transcribes your speech in real time. It's magic.
This can understand what I'm saying.
This can understand what I'm saying.
Maybe whoever you're speaking to can understand a few words you speak and can watch your mouth, but they can also look down at the screen. I spend about £1.50 on a lanyard so I can hang the phone around my neck with the microphone at the top. I then found an app that changes the screen orientation. I used one called Orientation Control, but there are many others. The listen and transcribe function works without internet access, but the others need Wi-Fi or a SIM card fitted. The repeat function listens to what you say, and as well as displaying what you said on the screen, also speaks it. This is useful to operate smart speakers, etc.
Can you open this job, please?
Can you open this job, please?
I would like to have a nap now.
I would like to have a nap now.
If you're at a station and there's a help point that you need to speak into to summon assistance, this is how you can do it. There's also a function called Assistant, which you can use in the same way as asking Google or a smart speaker. But it's even more useful than that. If you're useless at typing, either like me because you never learnt or because of limitations with your fingers and hands, then you can dictate into a Google Doc. You just select the Relate keyboard in the app and you're away.
This is another example of what you can do with Relate.
Want it in a Word document? Then just cut and paste. You can dictate an email in the same way.
I would like to tell you about my new app.
Isn't it amazing? So are there any issues? Well, a couple. If you're in a crowded room or just having a conversation with one other person, then what they say will be transcribed too. Remember, they may not like being recorded, so do ask. At the end of the session, you can delete the transcription, otherwise it's there in the history. The other thing to remember is that if your speech is getting worse, like mine is, then the accuracy will get worse. But what I do every month or so is record more cards, and if anything, it's better now than when I first used it nearly a year ago. So there you have it, Project Relate, keeping us communicating. Don't forget to give me a like if you found this useful, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave any comments or questions below. Thank you for watching.